quick question for you. What time do you make your worst decisions? If you said afternoon, you're not alone. And you're not weak. You're just human. Your brain has a daily energy budget for good decisions, and most executives are spending it without knowing anything about it. Today, we are talking about AI decision fatigue and why the tool that was supposed to make your life easier might be wrecking your judgment. This is Sahar Andrade. I am your AI whisperer, and this is the AI Cafe Conversation Podcast, the only podcast that interacts between AI, neuroscience, and leadership. Thank you for making us number 2% of the global podcast. We really appreciate it. And before I forget, if you can give us a like or if you can comment on our podcast, it really helps us reach more people that need to hear that, and I would really appreciate your support for that. Thank you so much. So let's go back to what we are talking about, and it is what is happening in the brain. Okay, here is the science. Your prefrontal cortex is the CEO of your brain. Your prefrontal cortex, or PFC, is your decision-making center of the brain. It runs strategic thinking, impulse control, and high-quality decisions. It also gets tired, just like a muscle. The research on decision fatigue is clear. The more decisions you make, the lower the quality of each subsequent decision. Judges give harsher sentences later in the day. Surgeons make more errors in the afternoon procedures. Leaders approve lower quality initiatives after long decision-heavy meetings. This is not a discipline problem. This is neurochemistry. Now add AI into that equation. Think about AI actually and what it does in most organizations. It generates more options. It surfaces more data points. It creates more recommendations that still require a human to review, evaluate, and approve. AI has not reduced decision load for most leaders. It actually multiplied it. The Stanford AI Index 2026 noted that executives are facing unprecedented cognitive overload as AI becomes embedded in their daily work. The constant stream of AI-assisted decisions is accelerating burnout and degrading strategic thinking quality. So executives are finding themselves not able to sleep at night, or they say they cannot turn their brain off, or they could be on their couch at 2 a.m. watching TV, not retaining one single word of what they are watching, or they lash at the people around them for no reason, or they just feel overwhelmed all the time, or they're just tired no matter what they think rest is. All these are actually the symptoms of being burned out. So that is not an opinion. The burnout and the fatigue and the cognitive decline or overload, that is not an opinion. That is data. The signs, you are already in it. So let me share with you, how do you know if AI decision fatigue is happening to you right now? Here are the signs. You started defaulting to whatever is easiest instead of whatever is right. You are approving things faster because you're tired of thinking them through. You feel irritable after meetings where you had to make multiple fast calls. You go home and you cannot make a simple dinner decision. Your brain is done. Your brain is toast. No pun intended. I spoke with a CEO last quarter. Sharp, experienced, He told me he used to trust his gut in meetings. Now he second guesses everything because there is always more AI generated data to consider. He said, I have more information than ever, and I feel less confident than ever. Ironic, no? That is not an information problem. That is a brain problem. When you overwhelm the prefrontal cortex, one of two things happens. Either it hands decision-making off to the amygdala, which is your threat response system or your reactive brain, or it shuts down and you go numb. Neither of those produces good leadership. That is what I call the AI competency freeze. You have the tools, you have the data, and your brain cannot process it into action. So I want to share with you now what regulated leaders do differently. And you might ask, what protects me? Right? First, time box your high stakes decisions. Schedule your most important decisions for when your prefrontal cortex is at its peak. For most people, that is morning. Before the day depletes you, do not let your calendar fill that time with email and status meetings. Second, create decision-free zones. Not every AI-generated recommendation needs your personal review. Build systems and trust your people. Distributed decision-making is not a leadership weakness. It's a neurological strategy. Delegation at its best. And we know why we don't delegate, don't we? We say a lot of reasons is I can do it faster, it's gonna take me less time to do it, I'm not sure if it's gonna be done the way I want it. And honestly, all that speak to insecurities. When you don't delegate to your people, obviously the confidential stuff cannot be delegated, but when you don't delegate, you do not delegate to your people, you are doing them a disservice. You're not helping them grow. You're not developing them as leaders. Third, regulate before you decide. A 2-minute physiological intervention before a high-stakes decision, like breathing, movement, even stepping outside, resets the prefrontal cortex. This is not soft woo-hoo out there. It is science. Our brain is very easily distracted. It's like if you press a button on your laptop to reset it, to start from scratch, this is exactly how your brain works. The leaders I work with who do this, they describe a different quality of thinking. Clearer, less reactive, more aligned with their actual values. And here is the paradox. The leaders who protect their brain capacity make fewer decisions per day. And every one of those decisions is better. That is regulated leadership. And it's the edge in an AI-saturated world. So let me wrap it up with the 3 main points to protect yourself before I leave you today. First, time box your high stakes decisions, meaning schedule them when you are at your highest energy of the day. And you know when it is. Some people it's the morning, some people it's after lunch. You know your energy high, and that's when you make your most either difficult or most high priority decisions. Number 2, create decision-free zones, meaning that not all decisions you have to take them. Trust your people, train them well, develop them well, and delegate those decisions to them. Third, regulate before you decide. A dysregulated leader cannot take a regulated decision. It just doesn't work that way. And remember, you cannot give what you don't have. I always say this. This is my favorite one. If you're not regulated, you cannot take a regulated decision. Dysregulated leaders take dysregulated decisions. And you don't want to be in that corner. Okay? These are the main 3 takeaways. Simple to apply. You just need to apply them. Okay? So if today's episode landed for you, I want you to do one thing before you close this. Notice what time of day you just listened to this. If it is after 2 p.m., your prefrontal cortex is already running low. Take 5 minutes before your next decision. Just 5. And if you want to understand how AI disruption is specifically affecting your judgment and your teams, take the Shadow AI assessment. It's a free assessment that I'm offering you. The link is in the description. It's free. It takes 10 minutes and it will tell you things about your leadership that your calendar is too full to show it to you. If you need more clarity on the results you got in the assessment, you can schedule a free 30 minutes leadership clarity call with me. I have the link also in the description if you want to talk through what you find. No pitch, no sales, just to assist you to understand the results. Thank you for being here. Share this episode with one leader who needs to hear it, and I will see you on Wednesday. This is our short podcast, our Friday Forbes article like podcast. This is Sahar Andrade, your AI whisperer. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. And like I always say, show me some love. Save, share, subscribe. Talk about us to someone else that can use this help. Really appreciate you. Until I see you in our regular long Wednesday podcast next week, peace out.